Dobry dan, everybody. Welcome. How's it going, everyone? Yes, this is Cool Dre. Where is Cool Dre? Yeah, you're just joining me. I'm in Croatia. I'm in Zagreb, and I've been attending the Anima Animation Film Festival. It's first week of June. First time going, and so far it's been great. It's been great. It's not as overwhelming as the Annecy Film Festival in Annecy, France. There, not knocking Annecy, but it can get expensive, and it can get freaking overwhelming. You know, a lot of people there, just like Cannes, any big film festival. But this one's kind of smaller. I mean, it's not large, it's not medium. It's between small and medium, I would guess. But it's not overwhelming. It's easy to get tickets to screenings, and and it's a little cheaper price-wise. Zagreb's not expensive. Overall, I would say, like, this is my philosophy, and this is just me, but I would say if you're in any town in the world and you can get a good deal on lodging, that's a good deal. Stay there. Stay there as long as you can. I've been here about a week now, and I don't want to go because everything's not bad. The only thing I would say, though, is just as of this recording in 2025 here, I would say food is a little bit more expensive than I remember it being in the past when I've been here. So I would say food is a little bit more pricey. I would say food is cheaper, like I say, I was in Japan. I was in Tokyo with my buddy. I would say food is cheaper, public transportation is cheaper in Japan compared to here. Well, maybe not public transportation, but I would say food, though, is a little more pricier here than other places I've been to. Now, public transportation, I would say, like, the trams at least are 53 cents a ride, which is really, really good. Compared to other places I've been to, and also when I was in Japan, I would say, like, maybe the rides are a little, like, 20 cents more, or about the same, I guess, depending on distance. Because with Tokyo, at least, I could say that they charge you by distance. They don't charge you by just per ride, a general ride. Whereas here in Zagreb and mostly everywhere, it doesn't matter where you're going. It could be a block, it could be a mile, it could be 10 miles. You're still going to pay the same price no matter what. And then you can transfer too. So, but here in but in Tokyo, at least, it's per it's distance. That's what they charge you. So let's say, like here's an example. Like, me and my buddy, we were seeing the Gundam statue, and that's like in Odaiba, which is south, like in the Bay Area of Tokyo. And we were coming from, let's say, the northern part. We were coming from Skytree, so that was quite a distance. It's about an hour. It was like an hour or something. And like, we were charged, like, gosh, I want to say it was like, to put into dollars, maybe $3, I think, or I would say yen-wise, maybe 400 yen, 500, 700 yen or something. It was like $4 or something. It was quite the distance, but it was out there though. It was far. But then let's say we were staying near Odaiba, and we were going there. We could either, they would have been significantly less. So that's why. Yeah, Japan charges you by distance, whereas places like Zagreb here, it doesn't matter where you're going, you're still paying 53 cents. But overall, I would say Zagreb is safe. I would say it is, people are generally friendly. It's still Slavic culture, though. You have the stone face, until you really get to know the people. I would say, like, the hotel I was staying at, it's still that old school Slavic hotel. Things kind of like maybe 30 years old. the decoration thing, there's still like a cathode ray, like a regular television before LED TVs in my hotel room there. So everything's pretty still old school, but overall it wasn't that bad. It was like $50 a night. You can't complain about that, and they had, like, my breakfast was included too, so I'm not complaining. I mean, the air conditioning didn't work and the TV didn't work, but I mean, some people, for them, that might be a deal breaker, but not for me. It's like, if I want to watch TV, I can just go on my internet and watch TV on the internet, or if I want to, unless you plan to stay in just the hotel room the whole day or something. But nevertheless, though, but yeah, overall it's safe. It's the biggest city in Croatia, Zagreb. There's things to do. I mean, it's not as big as like a city like Warsaw or a city like London. It's not huge. It's between medium and big. But there's stuff to do. I haven't really explored a whole lot. I went to a few museums, and I went to just did a lot of walking around, But I would say overall it's not bad. But I might take off or I might stay. It just depends. I might take off and go to Austria for like a day or so, because I want to go to the Czech Republic. I really want to do that. That's why I want to continue to stay in Central and Eastern Europe, because it's so cheap, man. It's like different than staying in like Iceland, for instance, where things are like, lodging's like $100 minimum, minimum, and like food is like, a bottle of water is like $5 or something. I'm trying to get away from all that. Paris and Western Europe. I'm trying to get away from all that because it's so freaking expensive. And like, don't even get me started on the Paris metro. It's just, forget it. RER trains, those are expensive. But like, or if you're not, in my case, what happened to me last, if you get the wrong ticket, you can basically get locked in and you can't escape. That's what happened to me. I was gonna take the whole thing was I was flying out of the Paris Bouvier hotel. Airport. And for those who don't know, Paris Bouvier is about an hour north, of Paris. It's way up there. But if you're flying like budget airlines like Ryanair, that's where they operate from. So make a long story short, I could have taken. The trick was there's 3 little shuttle buses you can take to the Paris Bouvier hotel, Paris Bouvier airport, and it's like 22 euros, so it's a steal. And they only pick up, they drop you off at 3 spots in Paris, So I was supposed to go to like the Arc or something, and it's one of the areas, and it was like a good, I would say 20-minute train ride from where I was staying in my hostel at the time. But the thing was, I got cheap, so I'm just like, well, you know what? Let me just take the metro to the Arc or the stop, and then just take the thing there, take the train there. Well, anyway, I made the mistake, and I always buy the 1-day pass, it would just cover you for 1 day. It doesn't matter what train network you're on, RER or the metro, you're fine. But this one I got cheap. I think it was like 2 euros or something, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do a one ride, Well, apparently it wasn't the right ticket for the right network or something, and I tried using my ticket, you tap your ticket for the doors to open, and nothing happened. And I'm like, nah. So I thought at first it was the door, so I switched doors, again, nothing. So at that point I started panicking a little bit because I couldn't find, there weren't any metro workers there. There was maybe one, and then for one, it's like, for France, it's like people do speak English, but they won't speak English unless they're really forced to, or unless they can. I don't know. So I saw one guy, and I'm like, and then he like went away, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I went downstairs, I went upstairs, I just couldn't escape. So I just took a train to like anywhere, and I got off at the next stop, and when I got off, I still couldn't escape. So I was literally trapped. You're literally screwed. So if you think you're gonna try to like beat the system in Paris, at least the metro, think again, because yeah, you could get the free ride, but you won't be able to leave the station. You'll need a card to tap your way out, and if you don't have that, you're screwed. If you don't have that and you don't know the language, that's even worse, So I would not recommend trying to escape the system there, beat the system in Paris, because they'll get you, So, or even in Japan too. In Japan, they're friendlier when I've had metro issues with a ticket, but in other places, no, they don't play. So I would say so I got lucky. I saw a metro worker and I said, hey, I don't, parlez-vous anglais, speak English, and he did. And I said, hey man, I just need a ride out. I just want to be let out. I got to go to the airport. I got to catch my plane. And he was gracious enough to do that. And if I didn't see him, I'd still be trapped in there. Because you can't even ask anybody to help you out, because it's like it's a one, they're giving up their car. It's a one-person thing, so it's like it's one tap per person. You can't like tap 2 people at the same time using your card to get out of the metro gate there. So anyway, I ended up taking an Uber, which cost me $100 to the dang airport, and and then the guy charged me extra for tolls. And what are you gonna do? You gotta catch your flight. So that was the worst thing I've ever done, all because I wanted to save some money. So that goes to show, don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. Spend the money to take an Uber to where you need to be, because this is like the second or third time where I went cheap, and bad things happen. So another example. So take the Uber. And all I had to do was just pay the extra 10 euros and take the Uber. Everything would have been fine. I would have had my shuttle bus. I lost my 22 euros on my shuttle bus. because it doesn't transfer. You know, it's a one-time thing. You know, I could be wrong, but I think it's a one-time thing. It doesn't transfer. You can't use it for another date or another time. I think maybe the same day you could use it, but as far as like another day goes, nah, that doesn't work. So they got my 20 euros. So that sucked. That really sucked. So anyway, kind of diverting away from Croatia here. So yeah, I've been at the Anime Festival. Let's just take a walk here. And yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I've met a lot of people. It's been great, you know. And let's go ahead and take a look here. So you can see what I'm seeing here. So yeah, so this is what we got here. So this is at the school. This is the student center here. And here's the, yeah, I guess this is like, there's a college that's nearby, you know, like around here. There's like a student center. Really cool, you know, small, safe. And you can see how everything's a little dated here. I think this is a bench. I don't know if this is like a solar panel or something. But yeah, the benches are really, really low. You know, just to give you some perspective, here's my foot. Well, I don't know if that works, but like, here's my bag right there. And it's not very high. It's kind of low. So it's about maybe 6 inches off the ground. So yeah, but it's still comfortable. It's a seat, you know. And let's see what else we're gonna do. Yeah, just to kind of look around. And my hotel was at the perfect spot because it was like 10 minutes away from the box office. And I guess I'm talking super loud, so people are looking at me here. So I'll keep it low. But yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, so this is like the box office here. This is where you get your tickets every day for the screenings, and it's at least 30 minutes. It's not like the Cannes Festival where you have to reserve it online and hope for the best and wait in a queue. It's not like that, like Cannes or even Annecy. I think with Annecy, it's not as strict as the Cannes Festival, but I think it's like a first come, first serve type of thing with tickets and last minute and all that stuff. So yeah, so I just kind of come out here and chill. And let's take a look inside here. So here's the box office. They don't really open until like 10 o'clock, which is probably now. But I usually just come here and chill. So there are the guys doing their thing here. And here's the schedule here. Yeah, so it's kind of nice here. This is the theme, pink theme, I'm assuming. So yeah, so here's the schedule, and it's really easy to get into the screenings. And I think even for the public, they even get you free tickets for like the shorts at nighttime, which is amazing, you know? You can do that at Annecy, but the thing with Annecy, it's like you have to purchase the tickets. They're not free, but you can purchase it at the box office for like €5 or something per screening. And I did that. I think it was for 2023. I didn't get to go because I waited last minute for Annecy, and yeah, it just, you know, the tickets got really the accreditation tickets, admission pass got really expensive. It was like €600, and then the lodging, and it was just a nightmare. So I just went for free, and luckily I met a director from one of the, from one of her shorts, and she gave me like a free ticket. So I was able to like see a few shorts, and then I bought a ticket for this film called Four Souls of Coyote, I think it's called. And it was a film, animated film based in Hungary. Hungarian filmmakers made it, and it was good. It was basically about the beginning and Native Americans and you know, pollution and everything. It was really good, really good. Four Souls of Coyote, and I think it got nominated for an Oscar. I'm not sure. I have to check on that. But yeah, so here is what we got here. We got the schedules here. Let's go inside and let's see what we have here. Yeah, just kind of, here's the box office right here, and let's go billboard here. Yeah, so over here we got these. The little LED thing here. You can take photos and everything. I saw people taking photos earlier and everything. And there's the box office and the information. And what else we got? So in here's the student center too. So you can come in here and chill. And yeah, you can kind of just come in here and chill out and kind of relax and find my place to charge my phone actually. And I'll turn it back to me here. So yeah, so I just want to talk too loud here. Yeah, people can come out here and chill and everything. Yeah, so it's not too bad. The only thing is I just need somewhere to charge my phone though. Like an outlet. There's always a shortage of outlets everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're at the airport. There's always a shortage. I don't know why. It's either that, a shortage of outlets, or a shortage of bathrooms. You just can't win. Maybe there's one in here. I don't know. That's like the student Let's see here. See any outlets? No outlets at all. Okay, maybe I'll just have to check later, but it just gets annoying when you need to charge your phone or when there's no outlets, so I don't like that. Anyway, maybe I'll hunt for one later. I think I'll probably sit outside here in the shade, if I can find some shade. Dang, it's like no shade. Okay, maybe I'll stand outside in the shade. So anyway, that's that. So I don't know. I think I might either, stay another day, or I might, I don't know. I might go. But anyway, here's my rant though. The reason why I might stay is because I've been taking Flixbus, and Flixbus, everybody knows, is pretty cheap, pretty low budget, pretty cheap if you need to get around Europe or anywhere. But lately, just my experience is Flixbus has been going downhill. So here's my Flixbus rant. Flixbus has been going downhill. I mean, it's like people don't adhere to like the seating assignments, which really pisses me off, because if it wasn't that important, they wouldn't ask you to select your seat and pay for the seat at checkout if it wasn't that important. It's not like when you're buying a train ticket and it just says sit in any available seat. Okay, I get it with that part, if you're riding coach or something, or first class in some cases. But no, it's just I had an incident when I was leaving from Venice, Italy, and just, a week ago, and I get on my seat, I'm like 14A, and this girl like wouldn't leave, and she cops an attitude with me, and it's like, well, it's not important, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if she was American or Canadian or what, and it's like, well, it is important. I get out of my damn seat, and she did, in a huff and a puff, and it's like, come on, man, adhere to the freaking seats. If it wasn't that important, then why would they ask for it, So that's the only thing that pisses me off. That's like the 5th incident I've had within my 10-year history of taking Flixbus, have had that happen. It's just that people just don't want to, they try to be slick and steal the seats and figure that no one's gonna care. Yeah, BS, come on. Can't fool me, man. I've had that happen in France. I've had that happen in Italy. I've had it happen in other places. People, even in LA. It's like, come on, man. I selected that seat for a reason. I paid for it. It's a paid seat, man. And people, they just don't want to do that. And Flixbus, they don't care. And then it's like, you get on. Okay, yes, the Wi-Fi works, great, but then there's nowhere to plug the phone power adapter doesn't work to charge your stuff. So it's like, okay. And then I've had instances where, the Wi-Fi doesn't work, but you have power to charge your stuff, And then I've had instances where both of the things didn't work at all. There's no power to charge your phone or, computer or whatever. And then there's no Wi-Fi, or the Wi-Fi is very weak, And then I've had instances where I've selected the first seat, the panorama seat, and I think it's like an extra money because you're at the front and you have the view. And the drivers are just being jerks, and they have their stuff on there, and they're like, you can't sit there. It's like, well, I purchased it. Why I can't? And they make you sit somewhere else, and it's like, well, I just lost like €5, man, because the front seats, with the panoramic views aren't cheap. They're like €5, €3 or at least €5. So that's the only thing I had with Netflix. And I've had, not Netflix, Flixbus. But other than that, I've had great experiences, But I would say in a pinch, like, take Flixbus if you can. Like right now, there's not enough trains that are available to leave Zagreb right now. Zagreb has, the one thing about Zagreb that I don't like, or just Croatia, is the train system. Now they have their own train system here in Croatia. It's just kind of like Poland has their own train system, for instance. But Poland's train system, if you're traveling within Poland, it's more reliable website. The one here in Croatia, they're asking you like, okay, what station are you leaving from? Where are you going to? And then it's like a via, via what station? And you're like, well, what do you mean by via? I'm leaving from this station here. But then it's like, no, it can't match. It can't match that when you're trying to reserve it online. And it's like, huh, And I've also read too that it's not reliable. The trains take long, and it's a pain. And then just leaving from Croatia to like another destination. Let's say you want to go to Graz, Austria, or you want to go to Vienna, Austria, for instance. I mean, I was looking last week, and the train rides were like limited, So there's a few that are around, but I'm gonna have to pay like over 100 euros, and it's like, and then I gotta transfer like 3 times, and some of those times you transfer, it's like you have like I kid you not, a 3 to 4 minute transfer. And I try to avoid those tight transfers because it happened to me last year. I was on my way to Prague from Vienna last year, and I had like a 5 minute transfer, but what happened was my train was late, running late. So it kind of created a domino effect for my transfer train. So I missed my train, and then I had to book another train. So try to avoid the, unless you have like a good, I would say at least a 15-minute window to transfer, or I would say give it an hour or 40 minutes. I would say 30 minutes minimum. If you have like a good 30 minutes to transfer, let's say you can't take a direct train to your destination, you have to transfer, have it at least 30 minutes, because just in case if your current train is running late, you're not screwed on your next transfer and you don't lose money. Because some of those train companies, yeah, you can get a credit or whatever, but it'll take 7 to 10 business days, and that's just the way to discourage you, so they just get your money, you know, and that's what sucks pretty much. I guess I'm in the way here. Okay, so I'm gonna move out of the way and stand right here. Maybe I can go in the shade somewhere. I'll do that. People remember, different country, different rules. So that's what you have to adhere to. Maybe I can go in the back here. So in the back here is the student center. Let's see here. It's starting to get hot here too. It's June. This is early June as of this recording, and it's hot, man. I'm just grateful it's not like, August or something where it's like super hot. I just don't like hot, sticky weather, muggy weather. So let me sit out here in the shade here. Let's see. Let's take a seat here. Nice. I can probably just chill here for the rest of the day. Chill here for now. Cool. Oh, there's a bunch of these ladybugs. I don't think these are ladybugs. Okay. You can see what I'm seeing here. Okay. So here's what we got here. Here's these bugs feasting on something there. I don't think those are ladybugs. I don't know what bugs these are. These might be stink bugs. I don't know what. Hell, they could be poisonous for all I know. Okay, so let's just sit right here. All right. Okay, here we go. Back at me here. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna chill for now. But that was my Flixbus rant. And so anyway, I might just stay another day. The festival runs like it's over in 2 days, so I might just tough it out. But it just depends on the trains and lodging and all that stuff. But I would say lodging here is not that bad compared to like, Western Europe. It's all about that lodging, man. I'm gonna figure something out. But anyway, that's about it for now. And I think I'm gonna cut it out here. So, but anyway, we'll talk to you later and have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.